I can make the track of my dreams. Truly, this is the best of days. But now, well, okay, so here's the problem, is if I'm going straight into this, I need this now to be a chain signal. So that I know that I can pull into one of these stations, otherwise it needs to wait. But that is going to clog this whole area, which is a problem. So the better option for me in a way is to have a bypass, actually. If all of the stations are occupied, there's just a bypass that returns back to the rail stop. It's not a nice solution, but it is one that will work. What might be better is having a stacker. Because you don't ever really want something to clog up an intersection. It should be in the section that it's meant to be in before it goes anywhere. But I mean, the refueling line should be kind of a very quick visit and move. I'm going to do what I would recommend others do not. And I know that is very silly, but here we are doing it anyway. I would not recommend doing this thyself. About there, I think. Chaos. Unbridled, unfiltered chaos. I'll have 4 stations in here, so we'll be able to refuel 4 trains at a time. These will be named Jordan Bailey. No, they will be named what should I name them? Have I got a generic fuel icon, I wonder? I mean, I've got like rocket fuel, nuclear fuel. I don't know if I've got a generic fuel. Ammonia rocket fuel. Fluid parameter. These are, parameter 1. Item parameter, okay. Special wildcard signal. When used in the schedule interrupt, it will match the first item that passes all wait conditions and replace the signal with that item. This also replaces the rich text tag in the target stop name. When you schedule interrupt, it will match the first fuel that passes all wait conditions. When using the schedule interrupt, it will match the first fluid which passes all wait conditions. And Special wildcard signal. When used in a schedule interrupt, it will match the first signal that passes all wait conditions and replace the signal with that signal. I see. Very interesting. Hey, yo, Silent Psychopath. Thank you so much for the 23 months. And waterproof bubbles. Are you asking for an NIG? What? Name in game. You gotta be careful about your abbreviations, waterproof bubbles. That got auto-modded. If I didn't trust you. As silly as, there's a search button for that window. Don't know how well it works. Legendary, artillery, wires. Oh my god, I just realized why. Yeah, that moment. Oh, chat, pet the bubbles. She's too innocent for this world. Bless. Your soul is too pure for this cruel world that we've inherited, Bubbles. Too pure. Pat the Bubbles. Oh, actually, Lazy Hermit, that's a very good point. A long U-turn would work here much better, actually. Very good point. Okay. A couple of things to do here. Elevator rail signals. I mean, I could just name it after the fuel that's there, I suppose. You know, that might be a good idea. Either way, though, you raise an extremely valid point, and one that I would very much like to use here. I may as well have that line up top be the weight area. No reason not to. Oops. Right, so we wanted it to... This is basically it. And everything else needs to connect up to that point. Okay, perfect. Right, so let's get these stations down. So one there. Oh, I can have them. I can have them staggered. Wait, that looks wrong. Why is that not better aligned? Let's start further back. There we go. Each of these needs to have a chain signal, making sure that it's got an exit, a valid exit point onto the rail network, the roundabout there. I don't mind this now being a single block because effectively they've got a lot of room here. And now that I've got this, I can make the stacker of my dreams. Aavak is inspiring me to make my own chaos. Good. Marvelous, in fact. I'm just going to go and put myself in the corner. No, don't be silly, Bubbles. It's actually quite endearing that you didn't recognize that as a potential danger point, frankly. If the world was filled with more innocent people like you, it wouldn't be a danger point. Oh, actually, I'm going to put that back by one. Right, now, from here... This one, sadly, needs to be a much larger area here. But from this point... Up by one. Oh, this is going to be glorious. And from this point, come out by another one. I can have a few of these if I really want to. I think that should be good enough. Let's get all of these out of the way. I'm sorry, Razor. You got a little bit spooked. Let's take this all the way back down here. I know this is kind of painful, but you know, we don't have construction bots to help us with this, so just the way it's going to be. Now, my hope is that this is going to be able to fit enough trains, but there is a possibility that it won't. Now, what I'm going to have to do... Oh. Yeah, I'm going to have to split these off just a little... Oh. Yeah, I can't make it... Ah, damn, I can't make it that close. It pains me. It pains me so. Why must you ruin the beauty of this design? Foul temptress. Can't put signals in it. Just can't use it like that. My disappointment is immeasurable. Immeasurable, chat. Oh well. You don't need those signals. Keep it pretty. Bob Clark, you are the voice of chaos in chat right now, and I approve. Oh God, that is a rather sudden and diabolical turn. Kind of love it though. It's not going to look quite right, of course. Is this going to hurt you, chat, to have these two sides not symmetric? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Does that hurt? Do the different angles make the unhappy brain tingles? If it hurts chat, please make it worse. I mean, I could. Remember, chat. You know how everyone's like, oh, why blame Leafin? Why are you being so mean to Leafin? This is why. Remember. Remember who's on your side. And who isn't. That's right. Leafin is not on your side, chat. Leafin is on nobody's side. There we go. All right, so we now have a refueling station. Now, all of these need to be named the same thing. So let's go ahead and get you a different name. What? Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Okay, I want a train. And I want... Honestly, yeah. I mean, if I can have this fuel parameter, when using the schedule interrupt, we will match the first fuel that passes all weight conditions and replace the signal with that fuel. This also replaces the rich... I mean, this might actually work. We could even have a tree fueling area. Oh my lord, I could make a rest stop for all of the different fuels. It would be truly marvelous. The most beautiful of jank. Oh. God damn it. Where are you? Train. And fuel, dunk, and then there we are. Train fuel. I'm gonna say the train limit for this can only ever be 2. Oh, actually, if I make it 1, oh. No, I should set the train limit based on... based on the availability. So I want to copy that over to all of these. They should now all be the same thing. Yep, number of stops with this name. Very nice. I'm going to want to change the color. Right now it's coal. It's a nice deep coaly color. By the way, chat, coal is not just straight black. Charcoal is straight black. Coal has a bit more to it than that. It's very, very difficult to tell. I would not be surprised if a lot of people who've handled coal could not tell the difference in color. There's difference in color between different coals. Coals from different places. As Welsh, we are born in the coal mines and we just kind of pop out fully formed. I can, of course, tell the difference between different coals. I could tell you where coal came from for the smell of it. But there is very, very different color to coal. There we go. And we'll copy that station. Hop back to these. Alright. Now then. I need to make a setup here which is capable of feeding multiple trains. But, how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? The other issue I have here is that I've only got room for 2 stacking. I think, actually, should we plan for the future and actually have coal delivered? We've already got the station line for it. I guess I can just leave that as it is for now, but... yeah, let's plan for the future. In the future, what we're going to do is we will have 3 separate refueling stations themselves. But there will be 4 stations. One will be a drop-off for the fuel that this station requests. Or provides, rather, I should say. Plan for the future? I can barely make plans for dinner. Wow, that is mood right there. I feel that in my bones. I did not stream for you to attack me like this, Leafin. How dare you? Chat did not come here to watch the stream for them to be attacked so casually like this, Leafin. My lord. Right, so this one should actually be renamed to coal drop-off. No, actually coal request. There we go. Yes, you did. And I did very easily. So easily, I might purchase a biotic factor out of spite. I see. I mean, you know, I will accept. Actually, what I should probably... No, what I should do is have that one over there. This way, coal will be deposited on this side and can filter down. I think that works better. Yeah. Okay. Eventually, I'm going to want to change this up, but right now, actually, I could just yoink this, thinking about it. Sure, why not? Okay, so this is going to look jank as all get out, but we're going to use this. All the way along. I'm only going to unload on one... Oh, using the wrong side though. Discard changes. I'm only going to unload from one side. And that will be this side. Oh, go back. There we go. Get rid of that. Probably. And these. Probably. Create blueprint. I'm going to need to get rid of you. Aavak, do you plan for all trains to have the same length? Or do you need different lengths refueling feature for single header trains? That's going to be part of this. But if I build for double headers, then I can simply... it might load the train with fuel that way. Yeah, that's a good point. Is there a way that I would be able to check whether it was putting into a train or not? That's a good point, actually. That is a good point. Okay, so there is a way that you can check train length, by the way. And now we're going back to the deep lore, the deep magics. Remember when I was talking about how in vanilla pre 2.0, I made a smart train network in vanilla using combinators and signal magic? You can play on the fact that a train can be allowed into an area using a chain signal. And then that chain signal will change based on potential other exits. So, for example, let me see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the length of a fluid train. If I put a train signal here. Okay, and then I pop this up. Can I get that to go up a little bit more? Maybe not. Something like this. And I put a little signal here. Okay. Now, what will happen is right now, this is blue because there's a valid route. It's red right now because there's no valid route. Okay. So, effectively, we can leverage the fact that this will change color based on that logic. So, if I were to place a train, let's grab the locomotion again. Locomotive. Let's put a train here. That's red currently. It's now blue. Let's imagine that, in fact, I'll just build it out for the sake of it if I've got enough wagons, I do. So, here we are. Let's say that I've got my 8 long train. So, that would be a locomotive, but, you know, I only needed to pass this. So this is my large train. This is my double-header train. Right now, this signal is red, saying that, hey, I can read that signal. So if I place this down here, and this, I go in here, read signal. Currently got a red signal from that. If, however, now you need to place these properly, but let's just assume that I had measured this out. As long as it's past that signal, so this is my single header. In fact, that is the length of my single header train. This is now blue. So I can check whether it is red or not. So I would have a inserter over here, an inserter over here. This one would be told to only work. This one should always work. But this one should only work if the blue signal is greater than 0. So there you go. Boom. There's the deep magic of trains. So you can absolutely check for different length trains. I hope this deep magic has will spur you on to make ever more convoluted and over-engineered circuit networks. Super Gunning Trick, thank you very much. Unique goat name. I love your name. Truly. What a fantastic name. But there you go. So we will absolutely be able to do this. Now I simply need to mirror that little bit bop about here on each one. Now, the one thing you're going to have to do with this, these can no longer be regular exit points. These will have to be chain signals. Because otherwise, this is considered a valid route. And so if a long train came in after a short train, it would clog this whole section. So you do need to make sure that it has a valid exit the entire route down. I believe that these will not count as valid exits unless the train actually wanted to take this junction. Deep Blue, I love that. The people playing with me are already upset about my train magic. I'm sure they will appreciate this. Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, I do need to put these a little bit further up. You are quite correct, because I need them very specifically. Well, as it happens, no, I don't. There is a minimum length, but no maximum, because these trains would overrun that stop anyway if they were long. As long as the longest train is longer than this, then it's fine. And the longest train is still longer than that. So we are A-okay to make this look beautiful. There we go. All right, Aavak, I'm heading home from work now. Yes, I was being bad and watching you while working. I won't tell anyone, it's okay. One of my favorite things are the curse techniques, equipment with cars, etc., for better throughput and janky stuff like that. Show me the black magic stuff. The bottom one, oh yeah, we do need an extra signal there as well, because there has to be 2 potential routes, because if this signal wasn't there, that becomes red, and I need it to be able to turn blue for that to work. There you go. That will be able to handle the 2 types of trains that will be on our network. And if there were 3 types of trains, I would just need to change this up a little bit. Now, it's very important that you expressly build the signals here then. Why? Why? Rude. Because I've done it like that. Now I need exactly the same over here, but they should not connect the wiring. I will have to go through and change it all in a little bit. Oh, that's okay. Actually, I could have copy and pasted it as a blueprint, and then the wiring would have been copy and pasted as well. My bad. No! That's fine. I only actually need to get to the second one anyway. In fact, technically speaking, I don't even need power to be transmitted through these, so technically these should be pylons with no connections. I know. Black magic, right? Cursed pylons. Anti-spaghetti. But I think we can all agree that unless you're doing power cable art, cable spaghetti is not the same as belt spaghetti. Cable spaghetti never tastes good. Unless, as I mentioned, the aforementioned power cable art. Right. At this point, you want these. One there. One there. There. Oh. Well, actually, I am going to need power cables around here as well. That's kind of frustrating, but oh well. I guess I can make these ones a little bit more close together. Oh no. Why must you do this to me? Great. I hate it. But they are going to need power one way or t'other. These ones can be connected up to power a little bit further out. I can bring the power in from a different direction to allow those to connect properly. Or I could have the power on the far side. Actually, putting the power on the far side will look better. I mean, it's still cursed in a way, but it's fine. God, why? Why didn't I do this earlier? All of the connections all of the time. It burns, it freezes. Shift C, remove all connections. Oh no, but Shift does. Not Shift C. Thank you. That works perfectly. Right, okay, so. I now want green wires moving from each signal. All the way along. Just to that one. The front train inserter should always be turned on. It would be really nice if there was a combinator condition, like a station condition that could read whether a train was like how many locomotives it had. So you didn't need to use the deep magic like this, but I suppose, you know, all things said and done, could be a lot worse. Right, so this one now needs to be a simple case of if blue is greater than 0, be active. There we go. Now, the coal, will actually be being delivered, never mind. Well, I guess I could refuel the coal supply train while it's here. That, I suppose that makes sense. But the coal requester will only ever be a large train, so technically speaking, this one doesn't need any of this, now that I think about it. So we're going to remove it. Keep it nice and tidy. As nature intended. Right, so now we can go into the blueprint and clonk this down. There are things in the way, apparently. Yes, there are. There we go. That cab. Oh, man. Change the color. Why? Go. It's all the same. 25, 5, and 0. Make it the same. 25, 5, and 0. That'll do. Right. Let's just make sure that these are not connected. And that these are. There you go. Right, power poles first. There we go. Don't want that there. Don't want this there. Now, in this particular instance, I actually just want all of the coal to be output on a single line. And delivered to each side as necessary. That's not going to work. How do I send this down? Basically, I want each one to come through and then go down and then come through and then go down. Like so. Yeah, that is going to be a problem for me. I'm going to have to route them in different ways. Also, I need to go and grab myself some more underground belts. Let me go grab my car. I mean, I am glad that there are ways of working out what a train's length is. Don't get me wrong. I find that very, very, very fun. And I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'd be telling you a lie if I wasn't, you know, at least a little bit happy with myself for being able to puzzle out how to make that something that it is detectable. But realistically, I do feel that it's kind of a gaping hole not to have that as a combinator detectable thing. Oh my lord. I refuse. Refuse. That one's just gonna have to come in. While I was there, may as well. Oh my god, Aavak would lie to us? No. No, no. If I have ever said something that is untrue, it is in fact you misremembering what I said. Also, don't look up the term gaslighting. You don't need to know it. It's a nasty term. Nasty bad. Yuck. Never look. There you go. And let's get back down. Hello, Arkham. I'm not gaslighting you, you're just crazy. Exactly. I would never. Oops. Saw that too late. Oh no, I'm out of lights. I'm making another one. Right, okay, so the way we will do this is I really would love it if this could all be in the same place, but there's not much chance of that, unfortunately. And Unfortunately. Unless... Technically, I could do it. All from that side, I suppose. Especially if I move the power down one tile. So all of the power is in one place, like this. Going up. Actually, that will work. That makes this significantly easier. So yeah, we will, for all intents and purposes, have a cascade of... Oh, that still kind of hurts a little bit there. All right, I'll do this slightly differently. Can this reach? It can. Can this reach? It cannot, but it can. Well, in that case, then, even though I do not need to do this, it looks prettier for me, and that is good enough. This one does not need it. There we go. This will deliver all of the coal to where it needs to be. Though I will need a balancer over here. Just a wee something something. There we go. Ugh. How disgusting. Having to use steel chests. Truly foul. Look away, chat. Oh, Anish. I've been here this long? Wow. Also, Ares, Athena, Siri, Midna, Tally. I agree. How you doing, mate? 30 months is a hell of a long time to be subbed. Thank you ever so much, buddy. I need to go and grab a little bit more. But we're very close to having our refueling station now, chat. It's been a while, but we're getting there. Also, why have I done the dumb thing of driving in front of the train? Don't do that. Drive behind the train, not in front. When are we allowed to look at? You may look now. I had to be sure that the blasphemy was gone. Oh my god, I got a rare SMG. Well done, Duffelfish. The bulk inserter is now available for us to set up, but I'm going to need red circuits for that, which are going to need the plastic to make. So we're quite far from that one, sadly. Quite far from a lot of the gubbins over here, actually. How's pollution doing? Yeah. Yeah, we're fine. We're still fine. There we go. All right. I should have gotten more of these, honestly, while I was... Oop, wrong way. And yes, I know I'm putting them where I don't need to. Worry not, I will be punished, because I will run out of them before I get it all done. I also, again, need to go back and get more, because I didn't think that far ahead. Sad, but there we are. Don't need that. Right. We are going to have to hook up the... arithmetic... sorry, no, decider, I think, here. And then further down here, we're gonna have to do the same, because they're going to have to read off the contents of all of these and see how much fuel we have. I'm not actually sure how much fuel a single train can hold. That's something else I'm going to need to know before I start that system. How much fuel can you have in a train? 150. Noted. Though I suppose it depends on what kind of fuel it is. So for a coal fueled train stop, it'll use whatever, but... I wonder if this is where I need to, for the first time, put priorities. Like I wonder, if I... Okay, so I've got a question for anyone in chat who's got the game or is more has been following Friday Facts and stuff and has information about this. Will train interrupts respect station priority? So if there are multiple refueling stations, because what I'm thinking of doing is making the stations like kind of the trains fuel agnostic, where they're like whatever fuel is available I'll use, even if it's not a great fuel. But then I give the train stations priority. So for example, my best fuel has a very high priority station. Will the train, if it sees, oh, coal is available, or also rocket fuel, will it choose the rocket fuel over the coal? Oh, priorities are just between stations of the same name. Okay. That's a shame. That's a shame. That would have been cool if it could have done that, but... Oh well. Can rocket fuel go into trains? Yes. Didn't you know that's how you get into space? For what is a spaceship but a very, very fast-moving train? Rocket fuel can go into buggies. No, I think speed is different. Or rather, I think... Is it braking force is different? But yeah, the different fuels make trains go at different speeds. It's either acceleration or deceleration or something like that. Oh, tech changes the braking, fuel changes the speed. Okay. I couldn't remember how the game worked through that. Right, read stopped train, read train count, set train limit. That should be true with all of these. They're all going to need a certain degree of code with that. Right, so these should all be set to not do anything if the train is not in station, which they are. Perfect. This is now just a reader. I'm going to do this via map. I need to check how much room there is. So I basically need this set up again. Thunk. Create blueprint. Just pop that down here. Oh, can I flip this vertical? Oh. Don't mind me, Chad. But I may have become moist. That is so good. I am so glad they've added that. We are going to want... I think there's these two. In my 1.0 save, I add a 1-hour timer to disable or enable nuclear fuel refueling stations for 5 minutes at a time because the fuel lasts so long. Wow. That's actually kind of cool. Right, so I need this green wire from hither to come up to thither. And this should now give me everything I need. Right, I need to hook up all of these trains to power. So let me do that. Look. Apparently that did not do what I wanted. Is this not connected somewhere? Garbage. It is not. Double garbage. Oh well. It is what it is. I will eventually make a blueprint which lines all of this sort of stuff up really nicely. Alright. So one train is being requested. That can now go down here onto red line. Now this is currently just checking how much available there is. How much room there is for this. Now the tricky part here is I am going to want each of these to have a different quality. Basically, can a single train's worth, is a single train's worth of coal available? Turn this one on. If 2, this one. If 3, this one. All the way down. So I'm going to need 3 decider combinators. Of course, I could use 3 arithmetic combinators as well to achieve the same effect, if I'm perfectly honest, but this will do. Do something like that. Going to need to bring over more power now, though. But that should be okay. I lied. It won't be okay. Such a nest of cables. No. Oops. My bad. I will have you look right. It is the last thing I do. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Wonderful. Right. So, I need to check if coal, and it has to be specifically coal because this is a coal refueling station. It's greater than 150. Excuse me. Then this is active. Output L1. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually not sure this is the right way to do it. Because each of these can have multiple yeah. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna set the limit to a single thing, and all three of these stations will inherit that limit. I'll cap the limit to 2. Problem is, this could end up requesting quite a lot, because if we've got like a whole train's worth of fuel here, this limit is going to be bloody gigantic. And that's not what we want. I need to be have a bit more of a sensible limit to it. Do I hear a car signal blinking? It's the lights on the stations. Yeah, but yeah, you do hear that, yeah. Right, so this can go there. I want a green signal coming from these over here. And this is simply going to multiply Actually, no, I need to divide each by... Oh, also, I need to change this. There is now... how many? 6, 12, 48... Okay. Is that? Hang on. Yeah. 48. 48. I'll update everything down the line. This simply wants to divide whatever that is by 150, which is the amount that a train can hold. And then output each. There we go. Let's make sure that's coming out correctly. Would this convert it? I wonder. Do I have enough coal? I do not. Let me go and grab a bunch. Actually, I might have coal in here. I still do not. But let me just change the amount to divided by 50. That is not correct. I mean, there is. Yeah. Can I turn this off for a moment? Let me just remove that. Do I have anything else that I could use effectively for this test? Yes, I do. Move the coal completely. Yeah, that works. That does work. Okay, that's all I needed to know. So that gives me the amount of potential limit. And then I could have a decider over here. I keep hitting that instead of Q. I do apologize. Read L. If L is greater than 3. That's 2, sorry. Output L. Can I output L twice as one? Would that give me what I need? It might. Let's have a look. Outputting 3. Yeah, it works actually. Wow. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's very cool, actually. Hey, Dasukun, thank you so much for the 51 months, mate. Also, Frozen Lava Flow, thank you very much for the 6 months. And Fractalacula, thank you very much for the 38. Wolf's Little Box, thank you very much for the 17 as well. Thank you all very, very much indeed for your support. Okay, well, that gives me what I need. And I can now output that on green down to here, down to here, down to here. And there we go. Set train limit should be set. Once again, let's double check that by dropping all these in. Train limit is currently set to 2. Yeah, that is perfect. I really like how clean that system is. I would love it if there was something else that I could use to output this in this way rather than having to output L twice as one, but it achieves everything I needed to achieve. So I do not mind for now. Right, for the time being, it makes a hell of a lot more sense for me to simply run the coal line down there rather than have a coal train deliver it. But in the future, that is exactly what we will do. Coal train. Oh, really? Too soon. I miss coal train. This is the worst kind of jank, by the way. I deeply disapprove of it. In fact, I disapprove of it so much, we're going to pull all this all the way back, and I'm just going to use underground belts. We will go max length at underground belts. Because I like the look of that, we'll do that. And I've used all of them now. The issue here is that it won't actually understand unless... Oh, this is so janky. It actually makes me a little bit proud of myself. A single chest is going to be responsible for all of the settings. Yeah, it's gonna have to just be that single chest though. I was hoping I could possibly do something else there. There we are. That one chest will be responsible for understanding whether any of these can continue to push coal out onto the line. Actually, you're right. I could. Oh, that's. Wait, you're right. You're very, very right. Well, I'd have to read each one. But there is now a setting, isn't there, that can read the entire belt. Is that correct? Let me just check this. Read belt contents. Hold. The signal is sent continuously as long as the items are on this belt or directly connected belts in front and in the back. Belts are cut on side loading and inside a splitters. So I will need to do that for each one. But this will work. Very good point, chat. Very good point. I really like that, actually. And I will also hand that over there. So we're going to want read belts hold. Copy that to each of these. Oh, that only reads this one side. That's fine. So this is now seeing all of that. How absolutely fantabulous. Right, well, then my crazy jank no longer is necessary, and that does sadden me a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But there we are. It is what it is. There we go. How beautiful. Read whole belt makes sushi so easy. The yellow railings will show the coverage. Yeah, I know. I saw that and I thought, oh, that's actually quite a lovely little quality of life thing there, actually. All right, I think let's bring my car back down so I can actually hook the trains up for the first time. Right, we're going to do our first interrupt now, chat. But it is coming up to time for a tea break. Nevertheless, we're going to do this. So, waiting at this current station. I want to go in here and I want to create an interrupt. Add interrupt. This will be... fuel. Oh, actually, I can name the interrupt. Refuel. Right. Allow this to interrupt other interrupts. Yes. If we need fuel, we need fuel. Right. Conditions. Target. Should be... train? When using the schedule interrupt, it will match the first fuel that passes all wait conditions and replaces the signal with that fuel. So replaces this signal with coal, I'm going to guess. Add wait condition. The station is not full. So the conditions for this should be fuel. All locomotives is less than fuel parameter. Oh. Oh, interesting. So it's only going to try and fuel itself with the same fuel, I think. Huh. Not actually what I want, but alright. Okay. Because I don't actually strictly want this, because technically if I put in any fuel, like I said, yeah, if this fuel parameter, then it could trigger on, let's say there was like 3 wood in the fuel slot, but then 2 full fuel slots of nuclear fuel. It could still trigger on wood being too low. Fuel, full fuel, has cargo, fuel any locomotive, empty cargo, destination full of path, circuit at specified station, passenger present, not at specified station, passenger not present, item count, has cargo. I'm going to say not at a specified station, which should be whatever the fuel is. Why would you want mixed fuel? You wouldn't want mixed fuel, but I'm trying to make a robust interrupt that can handle any eventuality. Yeah, I'm thinking about that, Deep Blue. Using a generic fuel name. But yeah, in terms of the whole mixed fuel thing, that can definitely happen if you're... if you've only just unlocked a new fuel type. And you're partially loading trains now because you've switched over to that fuel type, but some trains still have some fuel. For example, this. I don't want the train to go to refuel when it's out of fuel. That would be awful. I want it to go there when it's getting low. But that might mean that it's still got some of the old fuel in its tanks, if that makes sense. I mean, I could just rename the stations to refuel. And then it'll pick whatever station is available. We could have something take out old fuel, yeah. We absolutely could. We'd need a bit of combinator logic, but yeah. Target stop for this interrupt. So this wait condition should be full fuel. Or time, I suppose. Inactivity of 5 seconds. What is the whole station is full, station is not full thing? What is it considering? What does a station consider full? If a station has a train limit set. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But if this is the wait condition for when the train should leave the station, then it doesn't make sense to check if the station is full. Oh. What I want to check is that the station is not full. I guess. Up here. That should be the condition. They just put the same listing of conditions everywhere. Yeah, that's what I'm grasping now. Actually, I think this is the thing. So I would want not at that station, and the station is not full. But then I wouldn't want this to use inactivity. I would want the train to fully fuel here, because otherwise it'll pull out of the station. It won't be in that station anymore, so it could be sent back to that station. Though, strictly speaking, the train limit would be set to 0 in that case, because there isn't enough fuel for it. So actually, no, this works. This still works. You might be right about wanting any locomotive to get fueled. That is quite reasonable. Is there a way for me to change a name programmatically of a station? Like, could I use these signals and send a signal to a station that would change its name? Pandora Starbreeze, the reason why I don't want it to wait until it is fully fueled is that if that station has a shortage of supply, I don't necessarily want a half-full train to just wait until it's a full train before it goes, because a half-full train could still do stuff. I do not believe so. Only parameters on building. That's a shame. That is a shame. Okay. So, let's make this part the fuel parameter. Apply change. Ooh, actually, thinking about this. Okay, so here is one very... this is an edge case. What if all of the fuel in the train had run out? Then it would... with this, it would only look for a station that was the train by itself and nothing else. Am I understanding this correctly, chat? Anyone who is a little bit more au fait with this? That is a very edge case, yeah. You shouldn't get that, but it's possible it might happen. As far as I know, it then looks for a station with the wildcard in the name, but I haven't tested it. Huh. I mean, that's the other thing, is I could actually just rename all of my stations with the wildcard. Actually, that might not be a bad idea, is to rename the fueling stations with the wildcard. Right. If the station isn't full, and I'm not at the station, and fuel any is less than 50, let's say, then it should look for a refuel. Once it gets there, if you put the wildcard in the name, then the train can't pass to it from the interrupt, as far as I know, since it will be replaced with whatever fuel the train has. Ah, right, okay. Right. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I guess I could have a station with the wildcard as its name as a just edge case refueling stop. In that case. But alright. Yeah, we'll see how this works. This is kind of a bit of an edge one, but again, I could just rename the station to train refuel. And that might honestly be a better way of doing it at this point. There are so many edge cases now that I'm aware of that this system would cause issues with. Yeah, I think ultimately that has to be the course of action there. Just random geek says, I tested with no fuel, it just leaves the wildcard as itself. So yeah, then it would literally be looking for a station with the name station wildcard. Unless, just a random geek, if you could double check if a train with some fuel in it could path to a station with the name station wildcard. If you're in a position to do that, that would be fantastically helpful for me. But I think ultimately what we need to do here is literally just it really does feel like there are now enough edge cases that I'm not gaining anything by using the wildcard system. I'm actually hurting myself.